today we got a 2004 Chevy Suburban. We are installing a 218s with some humongous box that took the whole space right here in the back space. We are running four channel amp and a 2-channel amp. Now this is all hypnotic amp, so we're gonna see how it's going. But first of all, what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to remove all this to go to the amplifier. Well, what we're gonna do, we're gonna pry this out right here, the middle console. We're gonna pry it out using a flathead and just pry it out all this way. It's not that hard to pry it out. So what you got right there is the spool of wire. This is got this car got a Bose system. That is why, because some of them doesn't have a Bose system. If you don't have a Bose system, you don't have to worry about it. You just get to the back of this stereo right here and wire the same color as I'm gonna mention later. So what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to push this tool right there, push that in like that, and then open it. I can't do it by one hand, so I'm gonna have to push this in and then pry this up. Once you pry it up, you can pull it straight out. This will come out like that, but I can't do it one hand again. Now let's say you got it all out. You're gonna have to cut this tape right here out and that tape out. Okay, at this point what I did, let me see if we got a good picture of this. I pulled the wire out on this side, so I'm gonna have to cut it later. But when you cut it, you don't want to cut it right there by the plug, in case the customer said, hey, I want to change my 4-channel back to factory because I'm gonna sell this car. So a lot of installer, what they did, they cut it right over here. And how's the customer gonna be able to, you know, sell the car if they don't want to give up their nice stereo and put it into a different car? So what I do, I'm gonna cut at least at least 3 to 5 inch away from the plug. What I need is blue, you know, light blue, dark blue, light green, dark green, gray, tan, and then and brown and yellow. I need this 4 wire, so I'm gonna have to cut it right there. And then the rest of them, I'm gonna plug it back so the amp can turn on the tweeters and everything else, so they don't have to put everything on the 4-channel amp later. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run this RCA jack. I'm gonna run 3 RCA jack. Okay, I'm gonna run 3 RCA jack to the back of this radio right there. It should have sub, front and rear. I mean front, rear and sub on the back of this radio. If it doesn't have it, you're gonna need a Y connector or Y splitter, you can call that. Now when I mentioned to you about cutting this 5 inches and such, you're gonna have to run the 9Y conductor, which is this wire right here, and it's got 9 wire. It's got 8 wire for the speakers, and then 1 blue wire for the remote. But in this case, I'm gonna have to run the remote down here from the radio, from there and down to here, because that's where the 9Y conductor is gonna be at. And then it's gonna run, and with the RCA jack and everything, it's gonna run that way. You're gonna run that way over there underneath. They're gonna meet each other right there, and then keep going down there, and then to the back of the amp right there. There's an amp right there. That's just explaining how everything is. And here I'm gonna start doing it. I will now have to put the key in here, turn the key to on position, pull it down and shut it off, and then I'm gonna put this gear down here, push that button right there, and then push it down so I can move it. so once you push that, oh, it's gonna go up again. Push it down, and then you turn on the key. This battery probably dead by now because the battery was weak when it was here. Pull this out right there. Oh, put this all the way down to the to the drive 2, and now you'll be able to pull this out. You can use your pull with your finger and just grab them like this and pull it out like that, and it's completely out. And then now you can't just get it out, you gotta kind of work with it like this. Push this down a little bit and then take it straight up. There's no any other wire you should have to worry about. So now you got 7mm right there, 3 7mm. You got one right there. Oh, somebody put a Phillip right there, so you're gonna need a really it's a 7mm. I think somebody broke this piece and then they changed it to Phillips right there. But yeah, take that out. All right, 7 is coming out. What I usually do, I usually put all the screw right there so you don't lose them. Now I'm about to pull the radio out, and wow, they put a GPS right. It's not a lot of people putting the GPS right there. That don't get a good signal. I usually don't do that. I usually put this GPS up there, right in that corner right there, right around underneath that tweeter right there, so it got a better reception for the GPS. Now I'm checking to see how many how many jacks we have. So we got rear, we got sub output 1 and sub output 2. That is good. And then we should have a front one somewhere. Media, camera, backup cameras, and such and such. I'm still looking for the front. Sub out, where is, right here, it's a front. So we need all 3 of these right there to hook up the 4-channel amp and 1-channel subwoofer. That way they can control the sub and everything from the radios. So I'm gonna run the wire, the RCA jacks going down here, and then I'm gonna take this glove compartment out. I'm gonna take all that out right there. Whoa, drop the key. It's all the way there, be fine. But right there, I'm gonna go to that here at this side right now. At least I'm gonna rerun this antenna, GPS antenna for the customer, and run it back over there from this side right here, down, going up and going straight out there. So I'm going to take this glove compartment out, off, actually not out, just pull this thing to the left side, and then it should come down like that. And what was that? Woo, Atlantic. Anyway, so now you'll be able to access to any of these right there. You can grab the wire and then down here, run it down there and go straight out. When I'm talking about the wire, I'm talking about RCA jack. So what I got right here is 3 RCA jack. Let's say if you have a different if you have all the same RCA jack, what I would do, I would tape one of these right there, one side right here, and then the other end, the front and the rear. Basically I'm going to tape this so I know if it's for the front speaker output. That way at the amp I know this is for the front, so I don't have to test them and find out which one is for the front. If they fade to the front and go to the rear, you know, such and such. And then I got the different wire right there. I don't have to do anything because this is going to go to the sub. So now I'm going to run that, and then definitely don't forget to run the remote wire to down here where the factory amp is around here at, so you can be able to access to the remote wire. Tap it to the 9-wire conductor, because the 9-wire conductor is going to go right there, go in there, and we're going to pull it up there. So now I got all the RCA jack and the remote wire ran. I ran the remote wire going down to here. Oops. Gonna run here and then it comes straight up here. I'm gonna actually run the 9-wire conductor over here also. Right here, we're gonna have to pry this out right there. Play with it a little bit using one hand so far and kind of pull this out like this. Now if you can't pull this out, just move the seat using this latch right here and pull it straight out forward, and then you should be able to get this out like this, and put on one side so people don't step on it. So, and then same as this right here, just pull it up like this first. Oops, my video ain't so good. Pull it up like that, out like this, like pull it towards you and then to the left. Now we got that out. So what my 9-wire conductor, I'm trying not to run too long of a wire, so I'm gonna run it down like this underneath there and going down here. The RCA jack gonna come down like that also through the carpet, under the carpet. This is 2 heavy 18 right there on the Suburban. It took the whole back. Yes, it's heavy. It's about 120, 130 pounds per speakers right here. And as you can see, you can't really tell unless you really right here in front of it. It's kind of dropped because it's so many pounds the weight. Alright, in order to hook up the radio using the accessory wire, because I'm bypassing the amp anyway, so I had to use a different kind of harness. This part right here, this side right here is accessory basically. You want to plug the wire on this side right here. On the if you're looking from the door side, it's on the left side, that left side right there. You don't want to hook the power to here, so let's say if there's a short somewhere, it's gonna burn this up instead of just burn the fuse. So you want it on the left side. Wire that I ran from that accessory, I'm gonna hook it up to the red wire right there to the radio. And with this brand, it's a Bose, so I'm hooking up the green wire, which is a parking light, to the ground, and the rest are just speaker wire, just match the color. And then here's what I want to explain, that 9-wire conductor that I ran. See the 9-wire conductor right there. I'm gonna plug this thing back anyway, but I did cut about 5 inches from this back over here to this side right there. You don't want to cut it too close. If you do cut it too close, remember, if the customer want to put it back, it just wouldn't work. You're gonna have to go find a plug from a junkyard. So here's a 9-wire conductor. I'm gonna set it from the 9-wire conductor first, which means white. Let's say white right there. See white? So white, you're hooking up to the tan, and then white black go to the gray. That's for the front left, and then for the front right, right left rear, left rear, which is green right there, I'm hooking up to the brown, and then green black, I'm hooking up to the white, yellow, I'm sorry, it looks almost the same. And then now I'm gonna go to the right rear. Right rear would be gray, so gray would be it's gonna go to, so gray would go to the light green, gray black go to the dark green. Remember, I mentioned all, mostly not all, but a lot of Chevy and GMC they Pontiac, the lighter color on the front is positive, and the darker color is positive in the back. So here go the purple. So purple is for the right rear. Purple will go to the dark blue because it's a rear, and then purple black is the light blue. And then I did ran the blue wire from here, from the radio back over here, because I want to tap this to the amp, because we're not running any other blue wire to the back. So this is already hooked up. All I had to do is plug this plug in and plug into the radio and plug the RCA jack that I ran. I ran 3 jacks, one for the sub. The one with the tape is the front speakers, front RCA jack, and then the one without the tape is the rear. So, and then the antennas, everything can be hooked up, and then that's it. That's ready to go for the radio once I plug it in. Now, I usually tape them because just in case it come loose or touching any metal objects. And as you can see right here, you know how I got the front, it labeled right there, front, rear, and sub. Just hook it accordingly. The back of the amplifier, we're not mounted yet, which is basically about to install it. You want to make sure this is on a full pass, okay? For all of the amp, that you don't want to turn it on and then it's on low pass, you're gonna burn it. So you want on full pass, and then you got the front, which is 1 and 2, or they would say front, but usually 1 and 2 is the front, and 3 and 4 is the rear. So you plug it accordingly. And then you got the white color and then the gray color to the 1 and 2, and then you got green and purple to 3 and 4. And then you're gonna have power, remote, and ground, the same as a sub. I mean, this is 218. It's literally taking the whole back right there. And we're using an 8-gauge wire for the speaker wire. We're gonna bridge it to 1 ohm. So right there an amp, and we're also using a 200 watt, a 2000 watt battery Shuriken right there that we're using. We always, I mean, Shuriken's a lot cheaper than oh, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, but we use a lot of Shuriken lately. That's why I don't remember the other brand that we use. Good enough for now, man.